All right. Well, I want to know what you guys think right off the bat. So let me know. Is anybody else just like extremely annoyed with how the Bulls ended that game? Like, I was about to lose my mind. Bro, the last few minutes of this game were atrocious by the Bulls. It is genuinely like they are extremely lucky to be winning this game. Cause holy shit, bro, the end of this game was so bad by them. That I was about to go scream at Kobe White myself for what his just stupid it was just bad decision and stupid mistake after stupid mistake by Kobe. I'm just like, what the actual hell are you doing? And then Kobe misses the go-ahead shot. Somehow Okoro is able to get that. Good job by him. And Trey Jones makes an absolute bullet pass to Vucevic to get the go-ahead layup, which was huge. So, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm hating, but the way the Bulls ended this one, I was just like, oh my god. This was a horrific end to this game by the Bulls. The second half as a whole was not very good. But a big second quarter by the Bulls was humongous to help them get a big lead heading into halftime, which pretty much helped like kind of carry them to this victory because the Jazz really didn't get out too far ahead in the second half at all. But man, we gotta talk about Kobe White's decision making at the end of this game. Kobe White came into tonight's game averaging three turnovers per game. That is a career high in a injury riddled season. And he's not, he's nowhere near his career high in minutes per game. So, and he's still on a minutes restriction. Kobe, yet again, I feel like had a very underwhelming and disappointing game tonight. We'll talk about him. Vucevic, meanwhile, had an insanely good game. So I call for better efficiency from Vucevic. He absolutely delivered, and gave us probably his best performance in a long while. So good job by him. The bench basically, honestly, was like the entire game for this Bulls team tonight. Good job by them, as I think a lot of the starters, especially in the start of the second half, were not playing well. Billy Donovan almost did an entire line change in the middle of the third quarter because of how shit the starters were playing, and the only guy that wasn't line changed was Buzelis, because he decided to take out Buzelis early in the third quarter because Buzelis didn't let Ace Billy get an offensive rebound. So we'll talk about Billy Donovan's yet again terrible decision making. And his handling with Montes Buzelis, as Buzelis' streak ends here of 15-point games in a row. It ends tonight, which is not it's not his fault, but why it ended tonight. And we'll talk about the bench coming up huge. I had a great game, good rebound game from him. Also good defensive game from him. I appreciate that. Jalen Smith, honestly, man, this guy is so damn underrated. And honestly, I would even make the argument that like he's like one of the Bulls' best players this season. I mean, this guy has got another double-double in 17 minutes tonight. Like, that is very, very good from Jalen Smith, and he's been doing this all season long. So we'll see again. I think this man is more trade value than Vucevic. I know that some people disagree somehow. I don't know why. Some people disagree with me on that, but Jalen Smith has been very good when he's been available. So another great game by him tonight. And Patrick Williams showed up, man. Good rebound game from Pat. I absolutely was going at him in last night's stream because of how terrible he played last night. Went 0 for 6 from the field and just was terrible all around. So good job rebounding by him from an absolute horrifically terrible game. And we'll see if he can finally put it together a couple of good games in a row, because it's been a while for him. And DT played well tonight. I thought DT should have honestly got more minutes, but he did not. Overall, I think this is definitely like a Vucevic plus bench win. 5 players off the bench in double figures is pretty astounding to see, but hey, good job by all those players off the bench. They deserve a lot of credit. Before we get into it all, if you hit the like button on the stream if you have not done so already, I really do appreciate all the support all season long. And we're going to talk about this one where the Bulls almost blew this game, and the Jazz have a bunch of guys out tonight, including Lauri Markkanen. So, yeah, I'm not happy about this game, honestly. There's definitely some wins that I'm like, hey, you know what? This is a pretty decent win for the Bulls. This one is just like, man, I don't know what to say. Bulls edged out a win by having a bench player score 41 on them. So yeah, it ended up being 43 for Sensabaugh. I made the mistake earlier as well. I thought it was 41. But look, man, obviously Sensabaugh was having an insane game. He was hitting some shots that were pretty insane. But the Bulls were also not doing themselves any favors when guarding him. Like, they're allowing him to kind of get some downhill actions, like get easy looks with a floater. And then definitely it didn't help if you turned it over to him and he just was getting easy points that way. So, yeah, the Bulls definitely didn't help themselves when guarding him, but also just incredible job by Sensabaugh tonight. He had an absolute insane game, and was just hitting everything. So, yeah, I still didn't like the Bulls defense mostly in that second half. I thought it was still bad, except for, like, if Sensabaugh is hitting a 3-point shot over 2 defenders, like, hey, you know what? You did your job. But even the second half, though, you still got some downhill actions. I was just like, what the hell, man? Like, the layup, for example, after that Jazz timeout, like, come on, bro. Like, that's just so terrible by the Bulls on that last layup that he got. It's just so bad. It's just terrible defense. So, yeah, insane game by him. The Bulls, I guess, survived it. But, hey, I mean, this is also a Jazz team that is very bad, or I guess I shouldn't say very bad. They're bad, but they don't have Lauri Markkanen, who's their best player. So, and they're also missing a bunch of guys tonight as well. Bulls and close games just go hand in hand this season, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's crazy that they've won most of their close games, but yet they're still under 500. They're still 2 games under 500 because their L's, some of the L's that they've taken have just been absolutely just atrociously bad. And like, you're just getting blown out. So, weird season, man. This is just a weird season. I hate Billy. What's going on, Mo Eats Curry? Yeah, man, I also hate Billy. I hate Billy Donovan a ton. This season from Billy, like, again, I was never a Billy supporter this season. Never have been. But I try to stay neutral with him and just be like, we'll give him credit when it's due, and we'll also criticize him a lot. Nah, he has turned me into an absolute hater of him this season, and I absolutely despise how he's handled Buzelis this season, for the most part. Buzelis earned the right to play more this game. Not necessarily for how he played in the game itself, but because he's been on a very good run in the last 7 games, where he has at least scored 15 points or more, and when the Bulls have won, he's been a major contributor for why the Bulls are winning, especially without Josh Giddey and Kobe Weitzman in and out of the lineup. And then even in games that they lose, Buzelis is like arguably the best player on the Bulls. And so he misses 1 defensive rebound that Ace Bailey could have honestly been called for an over-the-back foul for, on the offensive rebound that he got. And Billy Donovan just like, yep, you're done. After Buzelis started the second half with 5 quick points where he hit a layup and he hit a 3-point shot. Billy Donovan's just like, yep, you're out of here. And he doesn't check back in until about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then he doesn't play in the fourth quarter. So, Billy Donovan, yet again, is just failing Matas Buzelis. It is an absolute just organizational failure with how they're handling him right now. And I think Will Gottlieb, honestly, for CHGO, kind of made a very good point overall about how this Bulls team is operating, which is that there is no room for young players to develop on this team. Because they have and this is not what he said. I'm about to say my points here, but what he said was because, like, yeah, you have like a bunch of like 10 to 11 guys that all need minutes, and it's just like you're not going to be able to develop your young guys that way, because even in like a 10-man or 11-man rotation, guys like Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, and Noah Sengue were not getting minutes in the first place. And Buzelis, his minutes weren't very high, even though he was starting. And then you also, this is my point here, and this is not Will's, this is what me talking. You then also have a coach in Billy Donovan that is only hard on the young players and will do anything in his willpower just to play the vets because that's what he wants to play. And so when one mistake happens from one of the young players, it's just a quick hook. And you're sitting there for a while because guess what? We got a lot of players to play because there's too many players on this roster that are just kind of mid. So it's just an organizational from top to bottom of just like, there's too many guys on this roster. A lot of guys need to go at this trade deadline. But it's also just Billy Donovan's just like absolutely horrible coach. And I'm annoyed. Buzelis not getting any fourth quarter minutes in this game is atrocious. That is, to me, that is malpractice by Billy Donovan tonight. And I cannot stand the fact that there are still Billy Donovan supporters, but this cannot happen. And look, I'm not saying Montes Buzelis played like a good game tonight, or like, you know, he was like having like an astoundingly better game than like even Patrick Williams tonight. But this is the man here that is currently the youngest player on the roster that is available, because Asenge is not available right now. But he also arguably has the most potential on this roster. And you're playing other guys like Okoro, like Patrick Williams, like Kevin Huerter, and others over him, because apparently you winning this game tonight is more important than actually developing one of your best prize prospects into an actual all-star caliber player. That is what the Bulls are saying to us with what they've done tonight, or what Billy Donovan is saying to us with how he decided to coach Buzelis tonight. It doesn't make any fucking sense. This is not how you're supposed to be handling this Bulls team, and they claim that development is a big priority for them. Well, very clearly, that is not what's being shown right now. And so, Kobe White, for example, has taken a major step back this season. Like, I mean, I understand he's been in and out of the lineup. Injuries have really affected him, but he has not taken any step forward this season. Giddey's taken a pretty big step forward. So, okay, cool. Buzelis is taking the leap that I thought he should be taking, but this is in minutes that, like, in limited minutes compared to other starters on this roster, where he should be getting starter minutes every single night. So it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, DT, Patrick Williams got worse. Julian Phillips and DT are in the same places they were last season. So I don't know. I guess development is just Nikola Vucevic, you know, making sure that he gets his good points every night, and we gotta play through him, because that's apparently good development in the Bulls system compared to others. I missed the game except for the last 2 minutes. I am fuming that Montes only has 19 minutes. Can I fathom why you play this little? Yeah, I just... I'll show you the play immediately here, if you're still here, Moise Curry. It's just... I don't understand this, honestly, from Billy. Like, look, did Buzelis make a mistake? Yes, even I will say that as, like, the biggest Montes defender. Like, yes, Buzelis made a fucking mistake. I am admitting to that. But to bench him from this one play is utterly ridiculous. And it is flat out unacceptable by Billy Donovan to just decide, yeah, we're just gonna bench him. And so basically, I'm gonna show you the play here. I'm gonna keep it small here, so we don't get copyright hit. But so for context, Buzelis hit a 3 in the previous possession or something, or one of the previous possessions, I think, or whatever. He also hit a layup earlier as well, so he has 5 quick points in basically a minute and 30 seconds into the second half. He did not play well in the first half. He only had 2 points, but he also didn't play a lot in the first half because Billy Donovan decided not to play him. And so then this play happens right here, where a shot goes up, and here comes Ace Bailey. And I guess that's not really an overreact foul. That's my bad. I thought it could have been. I thought he had more contact, but Buzelis doesn't get the rebound. And yeah, I admit, like, he should have gotten this rebound, should have boxed out Bailey, like, better. I completely agree. But then, you know, we foul him, and so you're gonna see right here that after this play, Buzelis is mad at himself. He hits the stanchion or whatever the fuck, and Billy Donovan's gonna go ahead and check in Patrick Williams right now, as you see that someone's coming off the bench to come on in, and Patrick Williams checks in, who, yes, was honestly having a pretty decent night. It's very shocking to say that, but as you're gonna see here, as in this next little freeze frame, and this is a Coro if you can't see this where my mouse is right now, but Patrick Williams is in, Buzelis is out. So pretty much that one play got Buzelis benched for most of the entire second half. Buzelis, I think in total played I think it was 6.5 minutes, or sorry, no, 5.5 minutes in the second half of this game. Or it was just under 6, something like that. So I don't know. I'm utterly just annoyed by it. Like, hey, the Bulls won, so I can't be, like, you know, blaming the fuck out of Donovan for, like, well, I mean, you guys lost anyway. Like, why? What is it to you? Like, your moves didn't even make you guys win. I can't do that, you know, whole shtick. But still, either way, it doesn't make any fucking sense that Buzelis only got like 6 minutes in the second half tonight and did not play a single second in the fourth quarter. Like, bro, this just cannot happen. Like, this is one of those wins, unfortunately for me, where Vucevic kind of carries the team to a victory, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, well, I mean, we won because Nikola Vucevic, who I do not think should be part of this roster moving forward at all, gets you this win tonight. Hey, good job by him. This is not his fault by any means, but it's just one of those wins where instead of Buzelis, like on his recent stretch, where he's like contributing a lot to wins, like those wins feel a lot better compared to this sort of game where Vucevic is just kind of carrying the team to a victory, and Buzelis is like getting benched. The Bulls win. It's just like, okay, well, what did you accomplish in tonight's game? Not much, because that's apparently Buzelis has to be benched, even though he's been one of the best players, or arguably the best player in the last 7 games with this Bulls team. I don't get it. I am sick and tired of Billy. I am never gonna ever credit to him, but I will say this is the last thing I'm gonna ever give credit to when it comes to Billy. Get this, Mo eats curry. So Buzelis gets benched, right? And so I think it's on this exact play here. So Okoro misses this, okay? Let's watch. So Bulls don't get the rebound, okay? So yeah, Buzelis just got benched. So watch what the Bulls do in response, where nobody gets back in transition properly. Tre Jones goes for a rebound that he didn't have much of a chance of getting, and the Bulls give up a transition layup anyway. It's just like, okay, at this moment right here, I was saying that in my head, like, the Bulls need to just, or Billy Donovan, if he's consistent with his coaching, he needs to bench the entire starting lineup right now, because they just gave up a transition layup because they made poor decisions after the shot went up and they didn't know what to do. Like, that's what I think should be happening. If you're going to bench Montes Buzelis for not boxing out and getting an offensive rebound, then, hey, what the fuck is this by most of these Bulls players right here? Like, yeah, bad bounce, but I don't care. That's not, that rule hasn't applied to Buzelis all season long. It could be a bad bounce and Buzelis still gets benched. So, sure, maybe it's a bad bounce, but in my opinion, all the starters should have been pulled right here, because they got off to a pretty bad start to this second half, and Billy didn't pull them after this. But guess what he then eventually did after the Bulls gave up another terrible play in transition? I was losing my mind after this specific play. Here, let me show you this. 9. So, Patrick Williams, unfortunately, and we have to show a bad play by him, where, oh, okay, hold on. We're gonna go back. And he gets blocked here, okay? Let's watch. Patrick Williams got blocked at the rim, right? So P. Will gets blocked at the rim. Okay, here's situation. It is now 9:25 if you can't see that, in the third quarter here, okay? It's the same 5 guys on the floor. It's stars minus Buzelis. Patrick Williams is in for him. Williams gets blocked here. I'm not blaming him here. But my point is that, hey, Patrick Williams got blocked under the rim, basically. You should be able to get back in transition defensively on this play. Like, it's not like he got blocked at, like, the three-point line or something, and it's just, like, an outlet for whoever's getting the ball. Like, you know, he got blocked at the rim, okay? And so, here we go. We're in transition again. 4 Jazz players are back here. 1 player is above the three-point line. There are 2 Bulls players back in transition on this play, and Filipowski, out of all people, is beating Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, and almost Isaac Okoro down the fucking floor, and Tre Jones has to come up and step in front of him here, and Jazz swinging around, drive, and Filipowski gets a dunk out of it. So here's another play after Buzelis got benched, where I'm thinking to myself, like, that's another terrible transition defensive play by the starters out there. I think all 4 of them should be benched. Don't you think? Because if we're holding everyone up to a certain standard, then this transition defense by the Bulls on these 2 plays I'm showing is absolutely atrocious. And all these players should be benched. Well, it took a little while, but I'm just going to show you the timestamps, but it eventually got there, where Billy Donovan decided, yep, we're going to pull out everybody. And it finally did happen. So, to some credit, he did it. But, reminder, that play happened where Filipowski got this dunk here at 8:16. There were free throws here, as you could, or sorry, where was it? Okay, I guess there wasn't free throws. But, you know, it took a while, right? And I even think it took a little bit, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to show this due to copyright, but I mean, no one right now, at least for the Bulls, is coming up, and this is the, you know, the Bulls just inbounded, but no one right here is coming up off the bench yet. So I don't know. It's just odd. Maybe it happens right after. No, Billy Donovan sat back down. Okay, Billy Donovan sat back down and nothing happened. Like, you know, if Billy Donovan actually got the bench up and it's like, all right, everyone go. Like at this moment in time, you'll check in the next whistle. Like, okay, I would have defended him. That didn't happen though. And he was going to be fine letting these guys just play on. And I'm just like, okay, well, very clearly there are different standards here. Matas Buzelis, you get benched for one mistake. Starters, other guys though, veterans, like you could take a shit shot and it's just like, yeah, you know what, it's totally fine. I'll even show you a shot that I was losing my mind at tonight. And Kobe, I'm sorry to get on to Kobe here, but Kobe played an awful game. But like, I don't know, man. Like, Buzelis has been benched for apparently taking mid-range shots, right? Like, Billy Donovan said, yeah, don't take mid-range shots. Like, we don't do that here. That was what Matas Buzelis said that Billy Donovan told him. And let's just watch this shot by Kobe White. Well, okay, 15 seconds left on the shot clock. If you can't see this number, it's 15 seconds, okay? What is this shot? Like, 13 seconds, okay? Like, why do you even really attempt to drive? But that's a long mid-range shot with 13 seconds left in the shot clock. That's a bad shot. Like, I don't need this, man. Like, this is just not, I don't need this sort of shot by Kobe. Now, if he actually tried to drive and then settle for the mid-range after that, then yeah, I'm fine with that. But this is just a bad shot. Like, you could have done so many other things in this sort of scenario with plenty of time left on the clock. And again, Billy Donovan told Matas Buzelis, don't take mid-range shots. Well, what the fuck is this? This is a 21-footer. You're basically 3 feet away from taking a three-point shot, and you decide to shoot that. Like, this is just bad. But did Kobe get benched in this game? No. And what did Kobe do at the end of this game? He fouled a three-point shooter. He turned it over, and a horrific turnover by him, honestly, which is just flat out just terrible just to see. And then he went and almost messed up the last play for the Bulls, and he missed the go-ahead shot pretty badly. So, you know, good job, I guess, missing it to Okoro's hands, but God, man, I don't know. It just, standards just don't seem to apply to certain players, and I absolutely despise it. So, yeah, this is not to take away anything from Vucevic's game or, you know, the players that actually helped get the Bulls win. I think Okoro, you know, he wasn't really playing the best game overall, but he had that big offensive rebound save. And Tre Jones was absolutely threw a bullet pass to Vucevic on that play. Did a great job. Those guys deserve a lot of praise. Tre Jones also had 4 steals tonight, which was huge, and I think that he deserves a lot of praise for his defensive effort all season long. You know, I think Io played a humongous role. Like, Io was a huge role in the second quarter to go on that big run that the Bulls did. It was a 13-0 run. He was a big part of it. So these guys deserve their praise. Billy Donovan just pisses me off. That's where you really showed us, Billy. What does he have against Matas? Yeah, I don't know, man. He has some sort of vendetta against Buzelis. Or honestly, it just seems like against any young player, except unless your name is Ayo Dosunmu when he was a rookie. Like, I honestly don't understand. Appreciate the content, Eclipse Duncan. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed some of these in-game clips that I've been showing in the past couple streams. So yeah, this is just one of those wins where I'm like, the Bulls showed some good signs, don't get me wrong. Like, that second quarter was a overall pretty solid quarter by the Bulls in some sense. The defense was better in that 13-0 run, and we saw the offense kind of get some decent looks that was good. Like, the offense honestly in the first half was pretty solid all around. Neither team was playing defense, though, in the first quarter, as both teams went on to put up 39 and, 36? Yeah, so neither team was really playing defense in that first quarter at all, so that's not cool. But offense stayed consistent for the Bulls in that first half. Not consistent in the third quarter, though. The third quarter offense definitely died a little bit. We saw some terrible overall plays. I showed you guys in that third quarter by the starters, and so eventually Billy Donovan took the guys out that he should have taken out for getting off to a terrible start to the half. Bulls did just enough to close this game out, but man, oh man, I was not happy with how they closed this game. Keontae George was struggling all night, and then Keontae George went on to score 3 consecutive and 1 layups for him, at least in his scoring. Like, I don't understand how that's allowed, but the Bulls started to miss some wide open threes at the end of this game that I thought was just absolutely ridiculous that you're missing some of these, but also then the defense started to just deteriorate. And I honestly think it started like around here. I mean, like, whereas like here's Keontae George here, and then here's another George shot and shooting foul, as you can see. It just was like, oh my god, you're letting George, and then this happened. Oh my god, man. Kobe White fouled Keontae George on a 3-point shot, which Kobe White is trying to argue that like George stuck his foot out. No, and honestly, I think the Bulls got lucky it wasn't a flagrant foul on Kobe. So this was just terrible by Kobe here, and then the turnover by Kobe here was just atrocious. So yeah, I absolutely despise how the Bulls closed this game out. It was a good fourth quarter, honestly, up until like the closing minutes. Like, it was basically like around here. It was here basically 5-10 where George finally made a shot where he's been kind of struggling. No, I guess he may have been here technically, but George has just been struggling, and all of a sudden he's just finding ways to get to the rim because the Bulls defense started to not play defense, and we're fouling him also. Like, bro, if you're gonna foul him, at least make sure he doesn't get the layup, man. And it got the Jazz back in the game. The Bulls were leading this game, as you can see here, by 7 with 3 minutes left to go, and somehow, some way, the Jazz were able to almost get this game either almost to win it or get it to overtime. Like, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen, but Bulls are able to pull it out. It is very weird to see this Bulls team somehow still be able to pull out these clutch game scenarios. It doesn't make much sense to me. I don't think this team is very good, honestly. And I mean, overall, man, just to look at just some of the numbers here, like, their net rating like isn't really the greatest. Like, they're a negative 3.8 net rating, and the teams that they're with, you know, with that number, like Portland is about where they're at. But Dallas is 10 games under 500. Brooklyn is way under 500. So, you know, they're in between two teams that are very, very much under 500. But what's helped them win it is just these, or what's helped them kind of stay around 500 is these wins in clutch game scenarios, which just doesn't make much sense to me. But hey, they're doing their job. Let's see here. What are the Bulls? Yeah, the Bulls are, I mean, I don't know if this, maybe this counts tonight, but like, they're 13-10 in clutch game scenarios, either heading into tonight or after tonight. So good job by them to figure this part out, I guess. It's weird. I still don't really trust them in clutch game scenarios fully, but they're doing enough. So good job by them. But it also does kind of show if you're also in like a shit ton of these games. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Bulls should not be in some of these games because of they have had leads that they shouldn't allow to get to a clutch game, but it ends up being a clutch game. So it is what it is. Weird game overall. So yeah, interesting overall game. I got no Markkanen tonight. Keontae George just did not have a good first 3 quarters, but he came alive in that fourth quarter very, very clearly. And then Sensible going for 43 was not on my bingo card tonight, as it honestly shouldn't have been for anybody. But very odd to see. Also, I'm interested in what you guys want to know. I'm just gonna tell my thoughts on Ace Bailey, and then maybe you guys can like chime in on it. But Ace Bailey's weird. I don't know if it's just like the way that the Jazz are using him, but like, you know, he's had like, you know, he almost had like that reverse dunk, like alley-oop dunk there. But like he also got a couple of dunks tonight. But it's just so odd, like the way I'm watching them use him. Like, they're like trying to like have him like come off of like pin downs and stuff to like get his shots, and I'm thinking to myself like, man, I mean, especially in a game without Markkanen, it's almost like they try to like have him kind of replicate what Markkanen usually does. Like, Markkanen doesn't have the ball in his hands most of the time, like for him to get his own scoring, right? Like, Markkanen usually just comes off of like pin downs or something and just shoots it, or set screens and shoots it. Like, that's how Markkanen is used. But I'm just thinking to myself, man, like, Ace Bailey is a very different player. than Markkinen, and like should not be used as like a, you know, a 3-point sniper threat. Like it's very odd in tonight's game where I'm like, well, you know, I'm Markkinen out there, so I expected to see Ace Bailey get an actual, like, you know, decent run with the ball in his hands and kind of make some decisions, but this is weird. I don't watch Jazz games, so like this is just, you know, something that I'm not like, maybe I'm just haven't been paying attention, but I also know Bailey's missed some time, but it was just odd to just kind of see this. And in the previous game with the Bulls, Bailey got into foul trouble very, very early in the game and fouled out very early in the game, so I didn't really get to see much of him play. So very odd. Like, I thought that they'd be using Bailey like the way that they used Bryce Sensabaugh tonight. Like, Sensabaugh is coming off of like zoom actions and getting the ball, running pick and rolls, and, you know, is able to like kind of go downhill and get his shots. But it's like I'm watching Bailey, it's just like he's either like a cutter or is like coming off some pin downs and like trying to like get him some curl actions, and I'm like, that's just not the way I envision Ace Bailey in this league. But I guess that's what they're doing so far. I am very much aware that this is one of the guys right now. Like, this guy's been insane for them, and I really appreciate what Keontae George has done this season, but very odd to see. So we'll see what the Jazz do with Ace Bailey moving forward and what they're even deciding to do, honestly, because like, Markkinen has trade value in some sense, but his contract's also very scary. And for a guy that doesn't usually play a lot of games every single season, it's kind of a risk for some contenders to take. The Jazz, obviously, with Danny Ainge running the show, they're going to want a shitload of picks in return, and I feel like a lot of teams just aren't willing to do that sort of trade for a guy who, again, is, you know, Markkinen as good as he is, he's missed a lot of time. So I don't really know, honestly. Like, I don't know what exactly they're planning on doing, but they definitely have something in Keontae George, I'll say that for sure. And Sensabaugh, I know that some people thought that this guy was going to be like most improved. Well, I mean, hell of a game tonight. Going on, Box. So that 35-year-old center is winning us meaningless games. Yep, bro, I just... You weren't here for it earlier, Box, but I went on an absolute rant. I was showing clips that I'm just like, showing that Billy Donovan's not consistent with his coaching. Because he benched Buzelis for not getting one rebound because Ace Bailey got it over him. But then the rest of the Bulls starters then failed to get back on defense for 2 plays. Like, basically 2 minutes after Buzelis gets benched, like, the Bulls defense gave up 2 terrible plays in transition defensively, and they weren't benched until like 3 minutes later. Which is just like, what the fuck? I don't understand what Billy Donovan and co are doing. Yeah, I was complaining how much of it was a organizational just disaster class, but it's just everything from top to bottom is just so bad. But Billy Donovan is a horrific coach, honestly, when it comes to development, man. There's nothing that I think people can tell me now that is gonna convince me otherwise. Let's see. I mean, practice time barely exists in the NBA anymore, so how else does anyone expect Buzelis to develop? This isn't SEC. I don't know. Just sit and sulk on the bench, apparently, is going to help him develop and not getting any fourth quarter minutes, even though he's been arguably the best Bulls player in the last 7 fucking games. Like, we're just going to bench him in the fourth quarter just because. Like, I know, for all the people that still want to be like, yo, Buzelis, like, you know, he needs to be, like, he deserves some of these benchings, like, he's not playing well, or what, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, okay? In the last 7 games, Boxes Buzelis has arguably been the Bulls' best player in the last 7 games, okay? He has earned the right to, when he does not have it that good of a first half or whatever, or makes a mistake, he has earned the right, in any sort of scenario, to go and be able to play, okay? Like, not playing in the fourth quarter tonight makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. He has arguably been the Bulls' best player in the last 7 fucking games, okay? So, I don't think there's anything you can tell me. Like, I know that some people think Buzelis is overrated or whatever the fuck, okay? But either way, this man is the youngest player that is currently available to play on this roster. And arguably has the best potential of anybody. And has shown very good play in the last 7 fucking games. And Billy Donovan says, yep, you didn't get 1 defensive rebound because Ace Bailey got it. You get benched for most of the entire second half. Unacceptable. It's just, I don't understand that whatsoever. Meanwhile, though, the other starters are giving up easy layups in transition because they aren't getting back on defense and they get to stay in the game. So, I was watching my alma mater be terrible tonight. What did I miss? You missed a no defense game by two pretty bad teams, in the Jazz and the Bulls. No Lauri Markkanen, but Nikola Vucevic basically kind of carried the Bulls to a victory tonight. And honestly, weirdly enough, I mean, the Bulls almost blew it. The Bulls had a 7-point lead with 3 minutes left to go, and they almost blew the entire game. Kobe White had an atrocious last few minutes of this game. He fouled a 3-point shooter. He turned it over on a very a bad, terrible low IQ pass. And he then missed the go-ahead shot, but it ended up going to a core on offensive rebound, and Trey Jones threw a bullet pass to Vucevic for the go-ahead layup. So Bulls avoided an absolute disaster in this last few minutes of this game because the defense was atrocious, and they were not doing well on offense either. So, yeah. Vooch gonna get that secret extension after tonight's performance. Oh, don't worry, man. There's already been the rumors about Vucevic getting extended and everything. I've fully prepared myself, and I've said this honestly, early in the season. I am fully preparing myself for Vucevic to get an extension. I do expect it to be less dollars per year compared to what he's getting now, but either way, it doesn't matter. You should not be extending Vucevic. But don't get me wrong. I think it's coming. I think that Nikola Vucevic will be getting extended very soon here. And if he's not extended this season, then he will be coming back in the offseason, apparently. So we'll see. I'm not sure. Montes would have been better getting to Florida and winning a natty last year than getting drafted by the Bulls. Probably wasn't a top 3 pick in last year's draft. Maybe. Yeah. Probably. End up in a better long-term situation. He probably would have been. Yeah. Organization isn't serious about player development. A reminder, Patrick Williams, the only coach in the NBA, has been, guess who? Now, granted, he played well tonight. He was awful last night, though, so, it doesn't really do much that I saw a good game from him tonight. He needs to, once again, give us good consecutive games, and I really challenge him to do so, because I don't think he will. Also, SIU really sucks, so don't feel low on Bulls fans. I mean, the Bulls won tonight. So, I don't know. Man, I think a lot of Bulls fans are happy tonight, but this is just one of those wins that just feels so meaningless to me. And again, the Bulls looked atrocious at the end of this game. It's not like the Bulls won this in a clean fashion, The Bulls almost blew it tonight, and I'm just dear Lord, this is one of the most unsatisfied victories I've ever felt. It's not about you have to admit the head coach isn't interested in an aspect of the game, hence the reason a 35-year-old center is still on the roster, six is on the bench. Yeah, look, man, before tonight, Vucevic has not really played the best. Jalen Smith has honestly been, arguably one of the Bulls' best players this season. The advanced stats kind of show it, but he's also, the Bulls are, having, an insane bad record when he doesn't play. The Bulls are, absolutely, awful. So there's that stat that is very weird that's backing him up. But yeah, Jalen Smith deserves more minutes. This man had a double in 17 minutes tonight. Meanwhile, I mean, Vooch had a great game in terms of scoring wise, and I was kind of going after his efficiency in that Rockets game yesterday. But hey, he showed up today with his efficiency. But Jalen Smith also had a very good game. Even played out a stretch last season. Yep. Davis Ishbia, oh god, man, I want Ishbia to. I mean, I know that there's definitely some criticism with Ishbia, but I mean, he'd be better than Reinsdorf. Let's be real. Who's gonna get his jersey retired? Yeah. Imagine that actually happens, bro. Oh my god, if number 9 is retired and it's Vucevic, that's gonna blow my mind. Oh god, I'd be so mad. We're absolutely okay watching 30 minutes of Kobe bricking, turning the ball over, and doing cardio on defense. Bro, Kobe was so bad at this game, bro. I'll even show this. I'm going to show this play again to you guys because I lost my mind when I saw this shot. I tweeted out, I think after the shot by Kobe, that like half of Kobe's shots that he took tonight, I was like pissed off at. And he only took 6 shots tonight, but I was like honestly like so upset with some of the shots he decided to take. But reminder to everybody that Montez Buzel was told in a podcast that Billy Donovan told him like, yeah, don't take mid-range shots. Like, we don't do that here, right? So, you know, like, you would think that that sort of standard is going to be held across the entire fucking team, right? Well, let me just show you this play where Kobe decides to not even drive. He does a little crossover move on Sensa Ball. 14 seconds remaining here. Gather at 13 seconds remaining. And he decides to take this mid-range shot with 13 seconds left to go on the clock. Meanwhile, he is not like on fire or anything like that. He at this point only has 6 points to his name. I believe. Remember, it was 5. Like, he's not played well this game. So there's basically no reason to be taking this. There's 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and you decided to take a 21-footer where you're basically 3 feet away from taking a 3-point shot anyway. I was told that mid-range shots should not be taken on this on this team. Meanwhile, though, this is a Kobe White mid-range shot with more than half the shot clock left on the clock here. And he could have taken a 3-point shot instead if he just stepped back by 3 feet. This is a bad shot. Like, I'm sorry. This is just not a good shot and doesn't go in. Like, bad shot. Did he get benched? No. And guess what he was allowed to do at the end of this game? He found a 3-point shooter in Keontae George. And I'm going to show you this play, which I think the Bulls got lucky that this was not called a flagrant, honestly. But Kobe was trying to argue that, like, no, like, it should have been an offensive foul. And I'm just like, no. Like, I mean, no. What the fuck? That is not the play. Cool. Awesome. Love that. Let me go to the film here instead, because NBA.com is not right. So Kobe White does this play here. Like, I understand that Keontae George like didn't land on Kobe White's foot, but like I would argue that Kobe really got into his landing space here. Like, this is like that's normally Keontae George's shot. Like that's his natural motion. That's not anything egregious by him or anything like that. He's not like sticking his foot out. But I think the Bulls got lucky here. But this is a horrific foul by Kobe. Like, what are you doing? And then he makes a shit turnover at the end. We'll watch this back again here. Like, this is just Keontae George's shot motion. And, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's scary to me. But, hey, it worked out in the Bulls' favor at the end. But then Kobe White has this terrible turnover here on this play that I was just like, oh my god, what are you doing? Bulls got the rebound, right? Like, just hold it. Like, what do you don't need to pass this ball, just hold it. Bring it up the floor. And Kobe does this. Like, what is this? 5 turnovers for Kobe tonight. He came in tonight averaging 3 turnovers per game. That is a career high. I understand that he has not been, he's not been fully healthy this season, and he's been in and out of the lineup and whatever. But, like, I mean, he's averaging 3 turnovers per game, and like his minutes are down. Like, that's just not a good thing, no matter what. Honestly, always wants to do his own thing, and it's showing. Yeah. I like trade too much to trade at this point, but I know he'll surely is looking such a good asset right now. I mean, I think he's arguably the Bulls' best asset to trade right now. Maybe Jalen Smith is the other. And again, this is assuming we're not trading like Buzelis, Giddey, and Asenge. But, yeah, I mean, I'd be all in favor of trading Trey Jones, honestly, right now. Well, I think do I think it's going to happen? No. I think this Bull staff loves Trey Jones way too much, and they're going to be keeping him. Vooch's most efficient move is running push shot. That's funny. You retire Vooch, but not Noah, GTFO. I mean, hey man, if Vooch plays on this team for like another 5 seasons, like, who knows? Kobe just wants to do his own thing and show you. Yeah, and Bryce Sense always has this sort of scoring ability, so him going so high isn't really a shock, especially versus the Bulls. What was a shock was like how well he shot from 3-point range tonight. But like, bro, the Bulls were not doing themselves any favors against Sensabaugh. Like, they were just like kind of letting Sensabaugh get downhill so easily. I'm like, I mean, yeah, he's just punishing them. But yeah, like I am definitely aware that like he can score. This is definitely crazy to see though. Like when he hit that 3-point shot like over Io and Herter, I was just like, oh my god, that is ridiculous. But like him getting downhill and like putting up a little float shot, like that's been in his game. I've been very much aware like that's in his game. I've seen him in Summer League, so that needs to get better. But like the Bulls defense was just atrocious against him early on and wasn't very good on him, honestly, down the stretch. Bulls will retire Aris Gilbert's number because he didn't play long enough here. I mean, sounds about right. No, it's not we don't do that. It's you don't do that here. DeMar was taking middies every day for 3 seasons. Zach the same. Kogi do whatever the heck he wants, so Matas can't. Yep. Apparently the young player can't take, you know, a mid-range shot or, you know, do anything, like have any sort of free will on the offensive end. Classic Kobe throwing up a random dribble shot without playing early clock. I know, like that shot pissed me off. I'm gonna show you the other shot that like really pissed me off by Kobe. I think it was in the second quarter. Maybe it was in the first quarter, honestly. I was just like, what? Like, I like lost my mind. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at here? If you're Kobe, like I'm look, I'm being harsh on him, but I'm also being harsh on him because like I know you can be better, like, and he's not getting benched. So like if you're like expecting him to like suddenly get benched by Billy or something, it's not gonna happen. So I don't know, but like this shot here at Kobe, I'm just like, what are you looking at? Like he's just like, you have 2 guys not even past the half court line yet, which maybe you can argue that this is on these guys, but like. Kobe then just decides to force it through here and throws up a prayer. Like, this had no shot of going down. Like, what the hell is this? This is just a terrible decision by him. Yeah, I did not like his shot selection in this game. So 5 turnovers for him. He had 7 assists and 6 rebounds, so I guess he was contributing in other areas, but I was not happy by Kobe for most of this game. He had that block on Sensabaugh. I'll give him that credit. But 2 for 7 shooting. He had 7 assists, 7 rebounds, but also 5 turnovers. So a whole bucket of just like, wow, the Kobe White experience, I guess. I'd be so happy if he just took that out of his game entirely. The partly covering mid-rangers with the clock. Yeah, like I think honestly most players need to take that out of his game on this Bulls roster. Again, I'm not anti mid-range, okay? Like, reminder to everybody, I just want to make this clear. Like, I'm not anti mid-range in terms of like, oh, you should never ever take it. Like, no, there's definitely moments to take it. That's just not one of those moments where you should be taking it, though. Kobe technically had a mismatch on that Sensabaugh possession, and like he didn't take advantage of it. He took a mid-range shot, a 21-footer, mind you, like not even like a 16-footer. I'm just like, just shoot the 3. It just doesn't make any sense. And 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Like Kevin Huerter's also kind of been a little bit in this category this season, where he'll take like a step back mid-range shot with like 12 seconds left on the shot clock. He did it against Indiana, and I was like, losing my mind because I'm like, bro, like we do not need that from you. None of us need that from you, and not a single Bulls player needs that from you, man. You don't have that sort of freedom to go ahead and do such a thing. You know, like if Vucevic has like a wide open, like, you know, off a pick and pop action, like mid range, sure. Like, you know, it's not, I don't love it, but like, okay. And yeah, if I think players drive or if it's late shot clock and like that's the shot, like go ahead and take it. I'm just trying to make sure though that like early in the shot clock though, like, you know, we're not just throwing up mid-range shots just cuz. Yeah. I'll just need to act like a peon. You could have went back and reset the offense. Yeah, you could have went back and like drove past them or tried to attempt to drive past them. Like, yeah, just do that. It's like, and if you're gonna take that shot, I'd rather you take the 3. Like, you created some separation on the play. I don't love the shot in general, but if you're gonna take it, take the 3-point shot instead. That's just not a shot we need right now, like early in the shot clock. If that's, you know, if let's say there was 5 seconds left on the clock, then yeah, that's a totally fine shot in my opinion. Like, yeah, you created a look that was makeable, and sure, like, yeah, last second shot, like, go ahead. But that's not what the situation was. Kobe really doesn't have value. I don't see him as a future. I don't know what they should do with him if he can't fix himself this season out of the trade value. I honestly don't know what they're going to do with him either, honestly, at this point. Like this upcoming stretch is very important for him, but like he needs to be playing in like all the games. So it's the Bulls from here on out in their upcoming stretch here. It is a lot of just like it's game day, off day, game day, off day. It's every other day, okay? So Kobe, like, you know, he's not playing in back-to-backs, but the Bulls don't have a back-to-back for a long time until the Miami games have, or sorry, yeah, the Miami games start. So this is a very important stretch. Like, Kobe should be playing in every single game up until one of these two against Indiana or Miami. He cannot miss any more time. I've been very, very concerned with all these calf issues, but I mean, he came back early, so if he's back and, you know, he's allowed to play in every game here, then I expect him to be in every game. So he cannot miss any more games. There's not enough time for him to miss any more games here. And then I'm not even just saying for the trade deadline. I'm just saying for the entire season for him himself. Like, if this man wants to get paid, like, you cannot miss any more games right now. Because, like, right now you're not getting a bag. I do think, though, that if, let's say, like, you know, he's still in and out of the lineup, the calf issues linger, he shoots a career low in three-point percentage to end the season, he's bad turnovers and just kind of having a pretty down year, then, you know what, I'm not opposed to just kind of seeing if we can re-sign him for cheap. But I don't know, honestly, what's going to happen here. I think that you should be actively looking to trade him, but his value is not very high at this moment in time. So it's all on him, honestly. If he wants to get paid, then he's got to play better, and you know, him playing better helps everyone involved here. So I hope to see it. Well, I guess even though they should trade Trey, I at least like his playing value. I mean, that's fair. I think that with a lot of players, you can kind of say that across some teams. But yeah, I understand with Trey Jones. Like, this man's been great for the Bulls all season long. Like, I'm in that sort of situation with Io. Like, I don't want to see him traded, because I think this man's been so good for the Bulls, especially this season, man. But he's just been good all around. I don't want to see him go. Like, it's gonna hurt my soul. But I wouldn't be shocked if we find out that he's traded at this deadline, because I think he has a lot more value than Kobe White currently. Kobe has great value. Trey, as in Trey Young. I would argue even Trey Young had more trade value than Kobe does right now. And I understand that Trey Young's trade value was in the dirt, but I think he had more value than Kobe. Shot selection issue with Kobe is super annoying, as it's fixable next to the other shoes we see. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Kobe's shot selection needs definitely some work. But the biggest thing for me, like right now, that's like this is my biggest gripe with Kobe this season. The turnovers by him this season have been at an insane level that I just cannot stand. It's a lot of like messy turnovers is what I call it. Like, it's not like, you know, you're trying to make a pass or something to somebody. It's like messy. It's like indecision. It's, you know, either like dribbling off your foot or something, or dribbling into a scenario where it's like you should not be dribbling into. And then obviously just bad IQ moments like we saw at the end of the game, where that's just a very terrible pass. And he also had a very bad pass earlier in the game to Trey Jones. So he was trying to do a kick ahead to him to kind of get like a fast break attempt, but like it was also a bad pass. Like, those sort of passes by Kobe, like those are the ones that it's like, bro, I understand that you've missed time, but these messy turnovers cannot happen from him. Like, that's just something that just cannot happen from him. And so like the first thing that I'd be looking to like kind of figure out with him is the turnover issues that we're seeing. Then obviously the shot selection needs some work, but hopefully it all comes together soon. Like, I just hate saying that, because it's just like, I feel like that's what the Bulls' whole mantra is. It's just like, oh, we hope it comes together at some point this season. Like, we hope it comes together in 5 years, and you just do the exact same thing of just hitting your head against a fucking pole and hope it all comes together. Like, I don't want to see that. It's annoying as fuck, but like, that's honestly what we have to do with Kobe at this point. It's just like, hope it kind of that he figures it out. I should have taken Kobe's starting spot and almost any other team, he'd starting over Kobe, but not on Billy's Bulls. I've been clamoring for Io to be starting. But yeah. I will dare say what I thought earlier this season. I started Trey over Kobe with Giddy. I mean, I think you've been right this season, Charles. Like, I think you've absolutely been right with what you've said about starting Trey. Like, it's turned out to be like very, very good. Now, again, Kobe has not been fully healthy all season long. Like, I get that, but like, there just also comes a moment in time with me where I'm like, I honestly don't care. Like, you're still out there playing right now, and again, like, even if he can't still play in back-to-backs, well, he's gonna have like a long stretch of games here where he can play in every game. There's no back-to-backs, so even if you're on a minutes restriction, only get 20 minutes a night, I still expect you to be better. So, yeah. And I'll Dio to 3 with Booze and Zach. We got news, by the way, about Zach Collins. He's not coming back like till after the All-Star break. So, it's been, unfortunately, so it's very odd because like I look at how the Levine trade has worked out now, because like we're almost like a year up to it, right? It's almost been a year since it's happened, but like I remember how it all initially like looked at the beginning, where I was saying was such a horrible trade. And then Collins and Herter come in, and they're, playing some of the best basketball they played in a while, and along with Trey Jones, who has been very good. But I was saying I hated the trade because I thought Herter was washed and Collins is constantly injured. Like, you're not really getting much out of those guys. Well, Herter has been atrocious from 3-point range this season. So like he might honestly, his 3-point shot might actually be washed. Collins has barely played this season, so it's like it seems like I was right about the Levine trade with those guys, like, a year later. But I know a lot of people were like giving me a lot of shit about it and wanted me to write the Zach Collins apology form, which I did. I wrote the apology form. But this is the big reason why I was not a favor of Zach Collins, because he is constantly injured. And guess what? He's out until at least past the All-Star break, is what we heard from Billy Donovan. So, yeah. The mission of sanity is the Bulls. I agree. Maybe a nice cheap Kobe deal could be on the cards, and then he can ball out next season with ebbs and flows to miss another trade up here. I don't know, man. maybe a cheap deal. I think that's where we're heading. I just don't know how much they're gonna pay him, because like if the Bulls do see Kobe as their starting shooting guard, then like they're gonna be willing to pay him like 20-25 million a year. Like they just paid Giddey, 25 million a year, so they're gonna be willing to pay him. I don't know if I want that. Like, and even if it's like on like a 1-year deal or something, I just don't know if I want that. But yeah, and maybe the way it might have to work is just like, you don't trade him at this deadline. You basically send him out into the free agent market and it's like, yeah, you know what? We dare you to get a better offer than like this offer that you offer. Because like I don't think teams are gonna offer him anything that spectacular. But again, Kobe could just leave for like nothing, right? Like if Kobe wanted to go to contender and play for like, minimum, then like he could do that. Like that is what you're risking. But I would think that he's looking for a big payday. So like you basically try to. Sorry. Well, I don't know how I did it, but I opened stream, or I opened Twitch on my phone and it started playing a stream. Yeah, I don't know if that's maybe the way. I just like basically like dare him to go get a better offer or something, like play it like it is restricted free agency and hope it works out. But I don't know. I think personally you should be still looking to trade him right now. I think. Yeah, I think so. I think you should still look to trade him right now. It might just have to take the best deal available, which is not gonna be a lot. So I said great value as a dig. Oh, I got you, Ryan. Yeah. At this moment, we worried at Kobe getting 20 million and know that will not be his expectation. He's closer to 15 million a year player. Like, so yeah, like 15 million is basically mid-level exception. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now from Kobe. Maybe just like a tad more. But yeah, maybe that's the way. At least it's 2 Nets games ahead. It is 2 Nets games. I'll be covering Friday's game. Just to be clear for everybody, Friday I will be here for Bulls post game. Sunday No post-game stream. If you're, if you're an American football fan and Chicago and love Chicago sports, everybody should be tuning into that Bears game on Sunday. So, Bears and Bulls play at the exact same, or around the exact same time. So, unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbled. I hate how the NFL and the NBA kind of did this, but it is what it is. No post-game stream on Sunday, because everybody should be paying attention to the Bears. And deservedly so. They've been a roller coaster, but they're winning, so we should be giving them a lot of praise for what they've accomplished this season. I just hope they just don't get complacent. Dak trade probably couldn't feel good because of if he was traded earlier. I could have been because traded earlier. Yeah. But I still think though that for all the people that were like, oh man, you shot on these players like so hard, like how dare you? Like, Herder's not been good recently. He's been pretty awful for most of this season with his 3-point shooting. Now, like, he's been like pretty alright with like his 2-point shooting, but it's not like enough for me to be like kind of make up for it. Like this man is shooting, I think heading into tonight, he was like shooting 30% from 3. And he's like not the best defensively, but like this is like an insanely bad number. I don't know what to do with Herder, honestly. It's like no team's gonna trade for him if he's shooting 30% from 3-point range. At least that's what I think. So I don't know what to do. I think he's unfortunately turned into negative. It's like, let's say for example, it's just like, oh well, you didn't end up trading him or whatever. Like he just haven't gone to free agency. Like that's just okay. Like that's not much. Zach Collins is injured. And the whole reason why I was very skeptical of the Zach LaVine trade initially was because the one player I did like was Trey Jones, and he was an unrestricted free agent. Like can you imagine how the Zach LaVine trade would look right now if Trey Jones left in free agency? Like that's the reason why I was very nervous about the LaVine trade, because I'm just like, Trey Jones could just leave, and so then you only got Herder and Collins out of the deal. Like, ugh, bro. So. I hope that some people can understand where I'm coming from now, because like these two players have been kind of below expectations, especially for this season. Did you hear Sylvie rip the hell out of Swirsky? As an SIU guy, I love Sylvie, but this is another reason why. So I'll say this: I did hear it. I did listen to the clip. I did not listen to the full segment though, so I don't know the entire full segment. But this is the first time, honestly, and maybe I'm just out of the loop, but like this is the first time I've heard about Chuck Swirsky kind of being like an idiot or like an ass, and just being like a rude guy that like stabs you in the back. But I will say though, I have kind of gotten that sort of like, I don't know, like vibes from him with the way he kind of tweets at some people and like how he kind of responds to some Twitter messages and stuff. So I guess I'm like not too shocked to see it. When it comes to Sylvie, unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I do think he does good work, but I've had a lot of takes with him that I've listened to from him that I'm not like the biggest fan of. But yeah, but it's honestly like here's the thing, like I mostly agree with Sylvie, what Sylvie says now about the Bulls. Like he definitely rips into Reinsdorf heavily, which I completely agree with, and he does a good job of not hiding anything on air when it comes to Jerry. Like he is willing to absolutely go at Jerry at all costs, and I appreciate the hell out of that. Like that's exactly how I think it should be. I will say though, like in previous years, I didn't really agree with Sylvie and on some things, but that's in the past now. But I do think he does a good job of holding the owners accountable when called upon, and he does a good job with, or in his journalism days, I think he did a good job. And when he's asked to do interviews now, like he still does a good job, I think. Early this season is obsessed with taking a heap of turning corner, spinning threes, shot super fast. But Herder's also just missed a bunch of like wide open threes this season. So. I get what you're saying. Like, there's definitely some shots from Herder that like are very unnecessary. Like, I even think he took an unnecessary 3 in this game tonight. But there's also just a lot of threes by Herder this season that are like wide open, and he just is missing them. they are efficient, but I would like to see how those are impacting his shooting percentages. I mean, I honestly wish I could show that. I don't think I can, unfortunately, but I would love to actually see that as well. Just to see, like, what's his shooting percentage on, like, wide open threes this season. Like, maybe that is possible. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Kevin Huerter on wide open threes this season. He is shooting under 30% on wide open threes. Funnily enough, his best shooting percentage is when defenders are close and tight to him. Like, that Jesus, bro. I don't know what the hell is going on with this man. I feel it's extra sad at the moment as Noah is out, Giddey is out, Booz isn't getting the same center attention. So the three sort of youth hopes are not really able to give the feeling of development, etc. as much. Oh, for sure. Like, I like Boozelis in the last 7 games though, like he has been very good. Like I've been loving what he's done. And again, I've been making the argument that he's been arguably the best Bulls player in the last 7 games, like combine the 7 games together. Like Trey Jones obviously was the best player last night, but like in like the last 7 games as a whole, like he's been arguably the best player. I'm just upset though that like he's not somehow Billy Donovan still hasn't found like doesn't want to give him the leeway to still play, even though he's honestly the best stretch of his career. Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, Boozelis did not have a good first half, but he got off to a good start in the second half. And we saw the same thing against the Rockets. Like, he didn't have a good first half against the Rockets, but he still ended the game with 19 points, a good efficiency, and a good overall game. Like, sometimes that's how development goes for guys. Like, you might not have a good first half, but you know what? He might have taken in what he saw in the first half and is going to go out there in the second half to adjust. And that's what he was doing initially, but you give up on... He messes up on 1 rebound, and he's benched for most of the second half. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. He needs to be playing at all costs. I just don't get it with Billy. When Swirsky ripped Ben, I thought it was indicative of soft mentality within the Bulls. Oh, I agree with that for sure, Ryan. Yeah, when Swirsky ripped Ben for cursing or whatever it was, like that, and Swirsky even said, I think it was something where it was like the Packers like beat the Bears like one year, and like he was just like win with or I don't, what did he say? Yeah, I forget what he said. It was like something about like win with like professionalism along those lines. I don't think he used the word professionalism though, but it was just like, brother, come on. Like, the Packers won the game. They're celebrating. Like, hey, it's a big rivalry. And the Bears, if they win against the Packers, have every right to also celebrate that way. Like, yeah, I definitely don't like what Swirsky has said recently, honestly. It'll feel nicer when we get more view of how Giddey looks this season with hopefully the small steps continue. Boots got the obvious. What the on Huerter? I mean, yeah, man. This is rough from Huerter. I am very, like, it seems like we got the update that Giddey is progressing well and he's allowed to ramp up here. So maybe another week for Giddey. We'll see though. I'm just concerned, like I'm just hoping to God that Giddey does not have like a setback here or something. Like Kobe has had multiple setbacks, or what he might not consider setbacks, but he's had lingering issues. Like hamstrings can also do that. But luckily Giddey didn't start the season with like a hamstring injury. So I'm hoping the ramp up goes well and he's able to just come back fully healthy. But to be clear with Giddey, don't come back early. Like I don't want him to come back early and try to go at it like too early and then all of a sudden the hamstring gets worse or something. Come back when you're 100%, because that's exactly what Kobe did like earlier. Like he came back, I think he came back too early and he had to miss more time. Like we don't need that. Maybe the spinning threes are it, but probably just in practicing that and focusing is shifting what he can pull off. Maybe. I honestly don't know what, honestly, with Huerter. It's been like Huerter, like I remember like in the Detroit game, I think, and not the most recent one, but it was the L where like, you know, like almost everyone was out against Detroit. Which almost everyone was out against Detroit the previous Detroit game also, but like basically though, like Huerter was so awful in that first half. It was the second game against Detroit in Detroit. Second game against Detroit for the season. First game in Detroit for for the season. But like Herter was so awful in that first half. Like he also then fouled a 3-point shooter to end the first half. But like he missed all of his wide open threes. But then he then like in like the fourth quarter of that game when the Bulls were trying to like kind of make a comeback, like he hit like a turnaround fadeaway shot like from like 3-point range, and I'm just like, how the hell did you make that shot? But you missed all your wide open 3-point looks tonight. Like it made no sense. But maybe that's all he focuses on or something. I don't know. Like it's just odd. You know, we should be seeing the best players as Gideon Booz and the most featured. Yeah. I feel like Billy took a longer season view. Buzelis would be further along by this point in the season. Oh, I agree. I think we would have seen Buzelis already have set the record for his career high in 15-point games in a row much earlier this season. But it wasn't possible because he's getting benched in like the fourth quarter all the time. And actually deserving more, as obviously Buzelis on average isn't the top 2 for the season, but he could be, it feels, by the end. Yeah. I think he definitely could be. Even trying to win and don't believe Booz is there. The belief is he get there should be there. But like right now, for example, like Kobe's in and out of the lineup, Giddey's missing time. Like Buzelis was a major part in the last 7 games for why the Bulls were either winning the game or were in the game. Okay, like that's the part that just pisses me off the most right now. Is just because it's like. Everyone's like, okay, well, you know, he's developing, he's not really impacting winning, okay, whatever. But, like, in the last 7 games, he's been impacting winning. He's been a winning player very clearly. He's been one of the leading charges for when the Bulls have won games. So, it pisses me off that they're like, oh, well, you know, it's now he has one bad moment on the floor after a bad half, but it's just like, oh, you're benched. Like, what's it gonna take? Like, does Buzelis have to go and become, you know, like Jason Tatum or something? Or is that even not enough? Like, Buzelis could go on a run of, like, scoring 30 plus or more in, like, 5 straight games, but Billy Donovan's still going to bench him. Like, that's the part that I'm so pissed off about. I'm just like, he's impacting winning. That's the problem I have. So, you don't have your starting backcourt some of these games. Like, you need this guy on the floor every night. And you're like, no, we're good. Expecting getting on the 20th or just after. That sounds about right. It might be like me, like if it matters how his ramp up goes, but it might be a little bit later than that. Yeah. He has weird trust issues with youth. He does. I just don't understand it. Like once Buzelis like gets on his second contract, I really hope he's gonna get like, you know, a lot of the minutes. Like he'll be a 4-year vet at that point. Because we see here with Patrick Williams, like Patrick Williams could be the worst player in the world and he'll still get minutes every night. So, we'll see what happens with Buzelis. Maybe it's a Buzelis issue. Not Buzelis' style of game. Seems like it would struggle too much in the slower end of game. I mean, he hit 2 big shots against the Rockets in crunch time. Like, it was in the last like 6 minutes. Like he hit like a pull-up 3-point shot off a pick and roll. And then he did a little give and go with Jalen Smith, and he rejected the screen and got a left-handed layup. Like those were like one of the 2 last buckets for the Bulls in that game. Like you need to play this man down the stretch because he's been a big part of why you've been in games or winning games recently. Like I don't know why all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, we're just not gonna play him. Like, missed the rebound, you're benched for the entire fourth quarter. Like, I'm sorry. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. Yeah, I don't know. It just pisses me off. It doesn't make any fucking sense, honestly. I mean, like, look, bro, like, I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, this is when Giddey went out, okay? This man has made at least 6 shots in every single game. I'm aware that there's some games like this where he's not that efficient, but, like, he is scoring points, he's getting rebounds, like, he's doing his job. I don't know what else he needs to do. Like, this man in the last like 3 games was shooting like a pretty efficient overall. He's made 7 shots in every game, 15 points in every game, and like you're like, yeah, no, we're good. Like we're not gonna play him down the stretch though. We're good. We don't need to develop this guy. Like, even though he's like on his best career run here, 15 point games in a row here. Like, yeah, we're just not gonna play him. We're not gonna develop him properly. He's not important apparently. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. It's just so damning to me. It's just how badly Billy Donovan is developing and how bad the Bulls are developing overall. It's honestly like, it's almost in my head, it's almost like a miracle that like Giddey and Ayo are where they're at right now. And they're lucky that Buzelis has such a dog mentality that like he's not going to be, you know, sulking to himself if he does get benched. Like, this man's going to try to come back and be better every single time. And he'll take a benching and then still try to find a way to come back and be better. But Patrick Williams, organizational failure on all accounts. Like, from the front office to Billy Donovan to the player development team, on all accounts, like, absolute failure of how he's developed. Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips, unfortunately, where they're at right now, has also been a failure. I'm not happy. Like, Dalen Terry was a first round pick, and Phillips, there's a little bit more leeway with him, but he's not where I thought he would be at this point. Now you're lucky that Ayo was what he was. You know, Ayo's turning into something pretty good, but I don't know. Weirdly, somehow Ayo was able to crack the rotation his rookie season and stay in it throughout the year. But Buzelis, though, his second season, like, he's starting, but he's, you know, getting benched for the entire fourth quarter in games somehow. Very, very, very odd. So I just, Billy Donovan continues to just amaze me and piss me off in so many ways. If you weren't here for the previous stream, I broke down Billy Donovan's decision, or I guess it's not just him. I understand like the other coaches make these decisions, but I broke down like how I didn't like the defensive decisions last game against the Rockets. Billy Donovan does things so weird to me, like, and how him and his coaching staff do things. So they decided to double Şengün and come off of Kevin Durant one doubling in the Rockets game, which made no damn sense. Like, if Şengün's in the post, play him one-on-one, and do not come off of Kevin Durant to double him, out of all people, okay? But when Kevin Durant was in the post, who was a much bigger threat in the post than Şengün, they just were like, yeah, we're just gonna let Isaac Okoro go at him one-on-one. Like, one of the best scorers we have ever seen, we're just gonna let Isaac Okoro, who is 6'4", guard a 7-foot Kevin Durant and from 60 feet on the block. Like, that's the game plan against KD. But then they would double Kevin Durant when, like, Kevin Durant's like at like the half court line at the end of the game. They're doubling him there when he's not a threat to score. But then when Kevin Durant's on the block, though, on an ISO against one of your, you know, a guy that's like 8 inches shorter than him, nah, we're gonna let Isaac Okoro take care of that by himself. Like, I just don't get that decision making whatsoever. And they're doubling on Durant, like, it helped the Rockets go ahead and win that game. Like, I mean, credit to Durant and the other Rockets players for stepping up, hitting shots, but you're also overexerting your defense to basically have to play like 48 feet because you're doubling Durant at the fucking half court line. Like, that's just not gonna work. It's just like, yeah, your defense is too spread thin to recover back in time because Durant's a 7-footer that can pass over anybody. So the coaching decisions, honestly, in these last two games, man, I don't know what is going on, but heavily critical of it, and I cannot wait for the coaching staff to get all fired, which we know won't happen. So we will see. Moving forward, though, Bulls are off tomorrow, and it's a much-needed rest day after a back-to-back here. And so we'll be seeing the Bulls go ahead and face the Brooklyn Nets in Barclays Center. So we'll be in Brooklyn on Friday, taking on Michael Porter Jr. and the Brooklyn Nets. Reminder, the last time the Bulls and the Nets faced off against each other, the Brooklyn Nets went on ahead and won their fourth game of the season. So yet again, another team that was had 4 wins or less heading into that game, and the Brooklyn Nets won that game in Chicago. So for all people that think this is just going to be a walk in the park and the Nets have sucked, the Brooklyn Nets absolutely wrecked the Bulls in their last meeting. So I would not think of this as like, yeah, this is going to be an easy walk in the park win for the Chicago Bulls, as it wasn't a wrecking, but not a good performance, honestly. So with this Brooklyn Nets team, a couple of things to keep of note. The Brooklyn Nets are overall, like, they have a lot of, like, problems throughout the entire roster, top to bottom team-wise. A lot of stats don't back them up. They don't have a really good offense. But the one thing that they have done this season so far is that they will make three-point shots. They do have a team that they're going to be shooting threes. And, oh God, where are they? Yeah, they're here. Okay. So they will be hitting some threes in this. They were higher last time when the Bulls faced off against, or Bulls faced them. So they do make threes though. Like, they have Michael Porter Jr. obviously, who is their main scorer, but they have like a bunch of guys that are willing to shoot the 3-point shot. They need to take care. The Bulls need to take care of the 3-point line, as you can see. The Nets shoot a lot of threes, and they make a decent amount. They're tied with the Bulls in terms of 3-point makes per game. So this is going to be interesting to watch, as we're going to yet again see two teams that are pretty overall terrible when it comes to the net rating numbers here. Both teams are bottom 10 in offensive rating, and both teams are bottom 10 in defensive rating. Oh, bottom 8 actually. So, oddly enough, in this last game here, low scoring affair. I do not expect that to happen again. But the Bulls need to take better care of the ball, obviously. But I expect to not really see much defense and to see some threes go up. And kind of similar to tonight's game, honestly. Jazz are also one of the worst defensive teams in the league, and even with Markkanen and Keontae George, they're not really the best offensively either. So kind of similar situation. I will say though, and this is something, I know Giddey's not going to be here, but the Bulls need to take better care of the ball. Kobe's going to play, so we got to take better care of the ball. The Nets actually have some guys that can kind of get some steals. It's not great though by any means, but it could happen. As you see though, the Nets are not, I don't think they're up here, right? I don't think they are. Yeah, the Nets are they're bottom of the barrel in terms of points in the paint per game. So they're not gonna kill you in the paint, but watch them go and kill us in the paint on Friday. That'll be fun. Bulls then face the Brooklyn Nets again after Friday. So it's gonna be an away and home for the Bulls. It's gonna be a home and away for Brooklyn. And so yet again, this game here, this is on the 18th. This is Sunday. No post-game stream after this game, but there will be a post-game stream on Friday after that game. So 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Friday. So it'll be a 9 p.m. post-game stream on this channel. So be here. Again, Sunday, Bears Day. Everyone should be paying attention to the Bears, as that game starts at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So do not turn to the Chicago Sports Network. There is no reason for you to do so. Make sure you are going to be watching the Bears hopefully beat the Rams at Soldier Field. So looking forward to seeing that the Bears can win that game. I'm very scared. If you want to know my thoughts, I'm very scared about the Bears trying to win that. I think the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl, but like I said earlier in the previous stream, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So it'd be great if the Bears can pull this game out. Either way, though, I'm just very happy we beat the Packers. I have an odd faith at this point against Nets. I shouldn't, but I do. Interesting. I'm honestly, this is a game where I think that the Bulls are. Maybe it doesn't happen in Barclays Center, but I actually think that the Bulls are going to win the Bulls are going to lose at least one of these games. And it's going to be because the Nets just absolutely have a torch going on and just are lighting us up from 3-point range. I think we're going to lose one of these games in convincingly fashion, but we'll see which one it ends up being. I wouldn't be shocked if it's at home, because it's just how it ends up being. Just a question of who guards Thomas and MPJ. Yeah, so look, I'm all for Buzelis trying to take the assignment. I think that's what we should be trying to do at this point. Is he gonna fail? Yes, I just don't care. I don't care if he's gonna have bad moments, but he needs to learn. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad if that happens, but I am definitely gonna be expecting to see a Cora on MPJ, and then Trey Jones is probably gonna be taking Cam Thomas, which makes a lot of sense. And so we'll obviously see Io take some time on Cam Thomas and maybe some time on MPJ a little bit. Patrick Williams will definitely get some time on MPJ for sure. So we'll see how that goes. Nick Claxton, by the way, this is a fun stat. If you want to know who leads the team for the Brooklyn Nets in assists, it is none other than Nick Claxton. That's how this Nets team is somehow just kind of built, where Nick Claxton is leading the team in assists per game, which is very odd because it's just like I was expecting Joman to be that guy, but it's Nick Claxton out of all people. Claxton's having an interesting year. I'll say that for sure. But yeah, somehow Joman is not he's not even ahead of Terrence Mann in terms of assists per game. So yeah, it's just how the Nets are built, I guess. Very interesting, odd team, honestly, that we are witnessing. And Tsunori will pass. Yeah, no one's gonna pass. Just double them when they get the ball. Yeah. Thanks, Duncan. I appreciate you. Thank you, Charles, for tuning in. I know it's been a while since I've talked to you, but I appreciate you tuning in. I'm slowly still getting better. But yeah, man, I'm still not 100%, but I'm getting there. Hopefully Booz gets to just go at FPJ, etc. Yeah, I think that'd be great. And also, it'd be great if Boozelis can play in the fourth quarter. Like, that would be huge. You know, it's not asking for a lot. He's a starter. Like, he should be able to play in the fourth. You know, that's not too much to ask for. How is MPJ getting constantly attacked and is such an easy recipe? You would think, right? So, attack those guys. But hey, we lost to them before, so I think that I unfortunately think we're gonna lose to them again. We're gonna lose one of these games, I think. That's my kind of bet. Which again, I don't bet, but if I had to make a bet, we're losing one of these games. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I sincerely do appreciate y'all tuning into the post-game streams. If you have not recently checked out OnTap Sportsnet, I have posted some articles. So please go ahead and check those out. Here's my link to my author profile. So please check this out if you have not done so already. Yeah, just thank you for the support all season long, and I'll be seeing you guys on Friday, and we'll see, you know, I doubt we're gonna get any sort of trades here, but it is a big day because it is the 14th today, and tomorrow is the 15th, so some players are now then become available to be traded, so I doubt we get any sort of news, but we'll be interested to see. It's the right game to feature Booz, feature him offensively. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. Had a sore throat for 4 to 5 days, just got over being out and about. They help me feel better now. I have to get some rest to get back to home working out tomorrow. Hey, man, appreciate you, Ryan. Get some rest. Hey, man, sickness is no joke right now. I was sick for a long time with the sinus infection. My mom is currently sick right now, and that's not fun. So, yeah, and we thought she had pneumonia, but she doesn't, luckily. So, yeah, please take care of yourselves in all sort of fashions right now, especially what's happening in the U.S. currently. Yikes. But yeah, make sure you get rest and make sure you're clean and everything, because there are so many people around me that are getting sick after I got sick, which like, I'm not physically meeting up with them, but just I know that they're getting sick, and I'm just like, wow. So yeah, so take care of yourselves, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning into the stream. I'll see you guys at Friday at 9 p.m. All right. Have a good night, y'all. Be safe, please, especially during these times. I'll see you on Friday. Peace.